Gaz had just ripped the vine moss growth from the surviving body. And as you do so, you feel blood trickle from the vines themselves, running over your hands. And the vines themselves grow into the corpse, breaking through the skin and into the sternum.
So removing the vines are going to kill the person. Great. Not say it out loud, just saying for posterity.
Yeah.
So... Jeez. Is this guy coherent at all? Can I do a Sasha on him?
I'm gonna say, yeah, make me a check on that.
Wait,
what did you roll? Oh,
you're skirmishing this person?
I'm slapping him in the face. What do you think it is?
Okay. Is that a new verb?
I'm gonna say it's a limited effect, but yes, there's as you hear from the whispers that suddenly, as you slap, become distinguishable of, we die that it might live. We die that it might live.
Okay, no. So if they die, it lives?
We die so that it might live.
Might.
It's...
Might.
And as the words escape the mouth, the three on the other side of the room hear footsteps begin to descend from the floor above. Heavy footsteps.
So do we want this... So do we want this guy to live? That seems to be the thing, right?
Yeah,
what if I give him my Rage Essence Vial, which could maybe make him break out of the vines?
Oh, desperate action!
And also, as soon as Crow hears the footsteps, I'm gonna go ahead and check off Spirit Warden Implement, and I am bringing out the Demon Bane Sigil. I know it's not gonna be as effective, but it's one of those things, it's like, at least it's something.
And where are you marking?
I would... Essentially this... Where the stairs turn into the floor, or basically blocking it out of the room, essentially, as best as I can.
As you mark the air, with the flames seem to lick from your fingers as you mark the sigil in space, and step back into the room as the light from above darkens and the silhouette of this creature steps in. For more of those large rat heads bursting out of its shoulders. You see now that it's stooped over, and bony protrusions extrude from its back and arms.
It's back.
As it disperses between its corporeal and in semi-corporeal form. Sort of staggers towards you. Sort of jumps through space. As it reaches the reaches the point, you see it reach forward and it begins to hit into the air, and you see, for a brief moment, it's almost like glass spiderweb cracking in the air every time it hits forward where that sigil has been placed. Unseen to all of...
I want to get what Baz is doing before I do anything else, or before I say my next part.
Go for it.
So I'm thinking this feels dumb, but it also feels like Rage Essence Vial will give them resistance to pain, increased strength, and irrational aggression. So assumably they're going to want to try to take a swing at me, and that's going to be hard to do while they're surrounded in vines. So maybe that'll get them untangled.
Okay, I'm going to see... Okay, so make me... Desperate Action, greater effect.
Okay. So I'm going to use Rage Essence Vial. I feel like this is have to be a command, but because I have that harm, it's whatever. It's -1 die.
It's -1, but you still have the greater effect.
Yeah, but I'm gonna push myself so it's back to 2.
Everybody has one.
Now everyone's at 1.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Wait. Alright, command. Desperate. Wait. Haha!
Oh, he breaks free. Breaks free, forcing himself forward. It pins you down, and you feel the vines entwine into your arms. And you see from under his eyelids, the vines begin to creep up over this figure's forehead. Mouth opens, and they begin to extend, almost reaching forward towards you. Would you like to resist?
I'd like to use Battleborn.
Tell me about Battleborn.
Is this an attack in combat?
Oh yes.
You may expend your special armor to reduce harm from an attack in combat or to push yourself during a fight.
Okay, so absolutely, I will. Yeah, as you pull your arms in, wrenching the vines free as they grip hold of you. What would you like to do next?
Okay, so he ripped free of the vines. There's still some of them in there, but they're not gonna murder him currently.
No, they're sort of grasping out of like where they've broken free. They're now grasping at the air around him, and obviously towards you.
So he's not currently attached to the wall.
Nope.
All right, I think I'm just gonna try to use my manacles to try to like lock him up. With this increased aggression, I'm hoping there's a lack of forethought, and I'm gonna be able to fucking wrangle him.
This is blind rage. So yeah.
Right. So
would I be able to help?
You can use an assist action, which would cost stress.
You will trauma on an assist. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Up to you if you want to make that sacrifice, but you will give a bonus die.
I mean, right now we're in a lot of trouble.
No,
Once again, creature reaches forward, cracks in, and that spider web ripples in the air for a moment.
Yep. The seal's not going to hold. And
I'm not trying to metagame here, but doesn't the lurk have some good little items that could maybe help in this situation? I don't know.
I've got one other option. So I have to ask this. What is the actual stair situation? Is it like a full wall with the staircase going down and then it opens up into the room, or is it one of those where you can you could technically leap, into the next room?
No, it's walled both sides. and the stairs come down, and then it opens up into the main basement.
I got one other thing, guys. Using this time, I'm going to pull my heaviest item out of my load here.
Oh.
Out of my specific initiate load. Portable lightning barriers. And I'm throwing them at each end of the doorway and creating a small lightning barrier here. Seeing if that maybe also holds it back a bit more. I'm buying us time.
Wait.
So before that happens, I want to try to do the manacle and chain thing I talked about with Skirmish real quick.
Go for it. Make the check, and let's see what
Desperate?
Sasha and Squirrel. Yes. Absolutely tracking. Desperate actions, absolutely racking him up. Remembers mark experience there.
Would
Sasha.
our imperative ability help that?
Oh, a very good question.
You may cordon off a ward with lightning barriers and checkpoints.
That was done. That was done on the way in. That was done on the way in.
Okay.
But yeah.
I got a 5.
But it does state that we get +1 effect and +1 die to track or capture foes. I do feel like Basilisk is trying to capture here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would I just roll another d6?
Roll me another d6. Yeah.
I did something. If
Squirrel,
Sir,
you've
I
been
need
quiet.
you to get off of my keyboard. Leave.
Squirrel. Apatura being quiet and trying to.
I have no idea what I could be useful with.
Let's see. What does Squirrel? Let me...
She's a lot.
Run, mama.
Yeah, besides running for her life.
yeah.
Right now, there's no place to run unless you run up the stairs past this creature, and I don't think that's gonna be on the top of Squirrel's list.
You could do it very quietly, though. If anyone could run past this thing, it's Squirrel.
Yeah.
Fortune roll, there's a window here.
Do I manage to?
They have good luck.
Oh, wait.
Them.
The 5. Yes, it's it's the figure is it's writhing around. There's in that adrenaline-fueled state. You hear cracking as bones break as it tries to get himself free.
Alright. I'd like to pull out an unusual weapon, which is just gonna be like a blackjack, like a little club, and just like hit him on the side of the head. Just.
Okay, maybe the check is.
Okay. So.
Okay, so it was to capture and what to foes? For the lockdown cordon thing?
It's +1 to +1 die and +1 effect.
Yeah, +1 effect to the supernatural.
At the moment, this
which is probably the only reason the demon bane
I also
sigil is
gain
still holding.
potency with the supernatural because of Ghost Fighter.
Yes. Sorry.
So would this be great effect?
It would be. Sasha.
So the horror is in between us and the doorway, right?
Yes, but at the moment, there's a demon bane sigil which has been cast in the space which it's trying to break through.
I have Schrodinger's demolition tools and climbing gear.
Okay, what are you thinking of doing?
I am thinking of making another way out of here.
That's gonna take a lot of time, though. I think demolition tools. It's a very slow way of demo.
It's a sledgehammer, not a not dynamite. Unfortunately, it's a that would start clock. Yeah. as you reach forward and crack across the skull, sorry, Gaz, and the figure has one kind of final writhe as they lie still and eyes roll back in their skull. From what you can tell, unconscious, the vines still reach up and kind of snap at the air around them, but the actual body is unconscious.
After having wrestled with this man for what feels like the past 30 minutes, Gaz gets up, sighs, walks over to his axe, and just waits for this thing to get through because he can't think of any other way to stop it.
As that one lies still, you see that the horror on the other side disperses for a moment before everything coalesces back in, almost like it's being rewound. But as that voice from the room below stopped, it seemed to have an effect.
The voice from the room below, you said?
So all of those chanting, whispering voices, as one of them stopped, the horror seemed to falter. Its existence seemed to be disrupted for a moment.
Okay, can I start hacking at those corpses?
Go for it. Greater effect. Everyone else, what are you doing?
As stated, Crow is setting up a portable lightning barrier to help either reinforce or hopefully this stops it.
Okay.
Because I also have, it's too load for me. It just says portable lightning barrier, so I'm thinking it's like a set of wires, etc. It's not as nice as even the ones outside, but it hopefully does a bit more.
It's yeah, absolutely. It's like sort of telescopic, so once the wires connected, these big, heavy, sort of thick cables, lightning crackles across, and the horror sort of paces in that small space between you. All of the merge staring at you as it's this almost like a wild cat that's been caught in a cage. Just wait.
I got a 4 for just chopping at the corpses.
I'll come back to that. So let me make a note. There's a complication. And as you do so, as you break away, it's those specially ragged, battered crow turning, as you see, as the vines are broken free, the spirits begin to break free from their one-time body. And each time one breaks free, the heads look at you, baring the teeth, as there's that misty vapor begins to extrude from its form.
Mm-hmm.
Can I join the chop?
Yeah, go for
lines?
Go for it.
The skirmish. Is it great effect for me too? Just.
It is. No, it's normal effect. No, sorry, it's great effect because now you're on normal effect and it's being boosted as you take on the supernatural.
Okay.
Crow, Sasha.
Last time in the dilapidated building, I saw Battered Crow put a spirit in a bottle.
Yeah.
Is that arcane implements?
No, spirit jars are a specialist piece of kit.
Okay.
Arcane Implements does have a spirit bottle, but he does not have access to a
lure
lightning hook. Or yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
okay. So spirit jar is Sasha does. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the jar. It's just harder to get them in there.
Yeah, I have an actual spirit bottle and lure as part of my implements.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm just
What else am I gonna
imagining
do?
Sasha running around, like just like you do for catching fireflies, just trying to like stuff the ghosts in this bottle.
Yeah. Arcane implements. Yeah.
As
Spirit bottle.
as the two of you set about cutting the last one free, Squirrel, you're aware of one of those spirits looms up almost into your face and becomes. It takes the translucent form, inches away from your nose. Would you like to resist, or?
No. God.
as the mouth opens and it lets out a scream that only you hear, and that will be a level 2 harm.
Okay.
Of disturbed again. As that vision of that face with the hollow eyes and the mouth that's fixed open all too wide stays with you even after the spirit disperses.
And are the spirits dispersing?
They are, yes,
Okay.
but they can't go anywhere because there's a lightning barrier on the way out. You are currently down here with 7 spirits.
Okay.
As the
can I argue? Can I argue a point here?
yeah.
The lightning barrier only blocks one doorway. Ghosts can apparate through the floor quite literally and go through it.
Oh, I know. At the moment, they're all coalescing in that room, and as
Okay.
the last one disperses, the horror begins to dissolve, almost as if it's ash caught in the wind. But before it does, it speaks, but only heard a battered crow. As what has begun cannot be stopped. The world will be as it should. As the last of it returns from where it was summoned from.
And as it dissipates, Crow's gonna say, "Yeah, we'll see about that." And he breaks down the lightning barrier.
As the room returns, the cracking lightning no longer illuminating the room as it did, just that dim glow from your lantern.
And
as you feel those presences still here, now with you, those released from whatever ritual was being conducted.
Anybody seriously injured? Physically?
I don't feel great, but I've been worse.
Looking down at the palm of your hand, Gaz, you see that there's a cut in just beside your thumb, with the red tendrils emanating, spreading over the palm of your hand, sort of closing his hand into a fist to keep it hidden.
Are we gonna do this like a zombie show? Just absolutely infected, but you have to hide it? Yeah, totally.
Oh god.
Totally. Gaz didn't show anybody.
Could you, on your sheet, could you start an 8-piece clock, please?
I would be happy to.
You know, this is going to become problematic, especially because one of your teammates is a medic. Crow having to be the medic here.
I'm just imagining like the vines are under my skin, like wriggling. I'm like, I have weird veins. It's fine.
It's the
The rage
Trust me,
vials.
bro. It runs in the family. How many ticks?
Just one for now.
Okay.
Crow, would you like to do anything about the spirits? Would you like to let them go?
Absolutely not. We have a living, quote-unquote living. We'll debate the merits of that term later. But no, these spirits need to be dealt with properly. That being said, I don't know how many a spirit bottle can actually hold.
One.
Yeah, I figured. Got two, so I've got 2 spirit bottles. Okay, 3. As Sasha hands hers over.
Got this from Hopper.
I don't even know why I have this.
That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, I would actually have 2 because I have arcane implements as well.
So,
Because I took a heavy load. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4. I can mark off 1 more, and I had only used 1 thing of my Spirit Warden implement, so that's... Yeah, so I have 2 spirit bottles. Then they give me 2, so that's 4. Squirrel, do you have...
Looking at Squirrel.
Looking at Squirrel. Do you happen to have one?
I think.
A bottle.
Arcane
Arcane-
implements.
Arcane, yeah.
Yeah, it's underneath arcane implements.
It should be in
No.
standard items.
Yeah, it's a standard
Between
item.
climbing-
Everybody has
You
one.
should-
It's not one of your
have it.
class ones.
I have no. I don't. I have fine lockpicks, shadow cloak.
Oh, no,
I
no,
have-
it's-
That is-
Underneath that, it's right underneath climbing gear.
So you still
you've
like
got
a blade or two. Yeah.
I think this is
I-
just Squirrel being selfish.
Nope,
No,
don't
she-
have nothing.
No, you
Nope.
took all of her things.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's fair.
I did not have
one,
it clicked, but I do have on. I have it on the list.
Do you have load to spare?
No. You're normal.
Oh, shoot. So I can personally, we can capture up to 4 of these. But that leaves 3 that would be free. At least not in a bottle. However, this area is cordoned off with lightning barriers, so they're not going anywhere. Either.
So you could get back here later and bottle them up.
So
This would be just
All right.
calling in other spirit wardens to help me deal with this.
it says I can imbue tools with spirit energy, and I can grapple with spirits and to restrain and capture them as part of Ghost
Say
Fighter.
there's no need to. We'll call it on the score at this point. As all of you tired, drained, weary, leave the location.
Oh,
As-
that guy that's still alive, I sling him over my shoulder.
And who would like to leave the immediate area, as more wardens will be called in to fully contain?
I mean, I think it's best if I leave, because if more wardens are coming in, Inquisitors might, and I don't think I should meet that one again.
So, Gaz is going. Anyone else?
Squirrel is sticking with Crow.
I'm sticking around. What?
As Gaz makes a departure and the night rolls on, wardens arrive. Briefly, the barriers that have been set up in as a temporary measure are dropped as they walk through with the sense of purpose, entering the old house as without so much as a hint of recognition. This is as they stride ahead with purpose.
And obviously, any of the spirits that I did actually capture in those bottles, obviously we kind of glassed over it, I would hand those over directly.
They're taken, and as the wardens begin to leave, it is indeed the Inquisitors that arrive, who proceed to go from location to location, going into the houses. And as you look, figures from the residents from within are dragged out into the streets as the Chief Inquisitor paces up and down in front of them, a figure known to Gaz, eye patch over one eye, large scar, who steps in front of them and says, "Such things were allowed to go on within the immediate vicinity, and not one of you believed it important enough to stand against a darkness, an ever-encroaching, inevitable fate, should it be. Should it be allowed to spread as virulently as it has. You are all found guilty of enabling, aiding and abetting. But one of you stands a chance to alleviate the inevitability of your sentence. Will any of you come forward? Where did this come from? As eyes from those who now kneel on the streets in front of him look up, all of them unaware, oblivious. Very well. As he turns and another Inquisitor steps forward with a rather sort of heavy mechanical setup, which he begins to assemble on the street. A hand-cranked puckle gun. The sentence is decreed by the immortal Emperor for collusion with such darkness is death.
At this moment, I'm actually gonna, I know we're not technically in a score, but I am gonna check off Spirit Bane vestments, which I imagine are the quintessential Spirit Warden robes.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing it actually over Squirrel's head, knowing what's gonna come.
And as you shield from view, the street filled with the sound of heavy gunfire as this hand crank is turned, and the smell of black powder fills the air, and just the stifled last gasps as the bodies lay still. And those three wardens turn their attention to the now deceased, as the bell rings out, tolling time after time, as the wardens make their way towards the street side, where blood now pools in the gutter. And as if nothing has happened, the Inquisitors turn and leave.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Livespark. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter.
You've heard the silent song.
We all have the legend, the curses.
Some foolishness about a world as it was meant to be.
A city of ghosts.
An illusion that you can begin again.
How much would you give for silence?